guys, it is William calling from wiwibloggs, and hello Ukraine. Shout out to the producers of Vidbir. Ukraine decided a few weeks ago, and I am catching up on all the action. The singer is LELÉKA, and the song is Ridnym. I am seeing on Google Translate that Ridnym means relatives. Devon!
Hey you guys! Hey William!
Should we watch the live performance and react?
Let's do this!
You guys, just to give you a hint of the meaning, the song's lyrics go like this. Green into rust, trust in the change, everything fades, be that as it may. Red into dust, cut from the branch, leaves in the flames, nothing is safe. And then in the chorus, when we oppose our fears and turn all our woes to cheers, I know the roots still carry water when all the seeds we've sown blossom and lead us home. We'll see the trees grow even taller. Now, very clearly, there's a message here about perseverance, about a return to beauty, a return to stability, a return to strength in the face of conflict. You know, you've laid the seeds of love, let them blossom in the future. Very, very appropriate for a country enduring incredible difficulties in recent years. Hitting play.
Okay.
LELÉKA.
Oh, I remember this. Very ethereal.
Eurovision 2016 Dandelion. Beautiful, delicate voice.
Oh, it's beautiful vocals. Beautiful.
Great outfit. It's ethereal.
Oh, this is very Enya. Uplifting. Film soundtrack. This is so beautiful.
I need her to be more forceful there. Jellyfish. Very breathy.
Oh, that is inspirational. I know the roots still carry water.
It's very intimate, this performance.
When we oppose our fears and turn all our woes into cheers.
Oh. I like that transition to Ukrainian.
See, this is what I like, right? When white voice marries pop, it doesn't go too far into its realm. It's a blend, yeah? You need both.
Back to the fairy tale.
And then pop contemporary.
Is
easy listening. It's just tinkling there.
It's very delicate, but I do worry. Is she sing? Yeah, she's singing. It's so quiet.
Oh, this is so
Girl, are you there?
beautiful. There's just
Okay, she's there. Yeah, she's there. I want them to turn the mic up. Thank you.
Oh, this has blown me out of the water.
Bit of a warble there. That dress is nice, it really works. Like the sunflower, the Ukrainian sunflower.
Oh, this is so exceptionally beautiful. Oh, LELÉKA. Okay. I just need a moment. William, you go first.
Our girl can sing, let there be no doubt. There were some moments where I think she was out of breath, because this was a big moment. She holds that long note, hits that high note, and then when she gets back into singing the song, it took her a second. She can work on that and improve that. This is special. Yes, this is very special. Now, she sings in English, then in Ukrainian, then in English, then in Ukrainian. And in the Ukrainian segments, it goes red. It gets violent, painful. It's unstable, right? The ground is unstable and she's fighting. She's a fighter. In the English, I hear her singing, positive messages of perseverance. And then in the Ukrainian sections, it's like she's doing battle. That's very effective, because if it was just the sweet fairy tale lullaby, it would be boring. But by having those sections in red in the performance, you get the grit, you get the tension, which makes the lullaby sections more powerful. It makes everything more powerful by mixing the two flavors. Because it could be vanilla, too vanilla, but then they add, I don't want to say poison, they add the danger. They add, the trauma, the drama, the crisis that Ukrainians have endured. And I think that makes this the full package. You see Ukraine in the round. You see all sides of what's happening. This is well constructed.
I'm going to start by saying that I did react to all the songs of Vidbir, right? Cue it up here. And it's important that you reference this video because it was just audio samples only. And even after listening to all the audio samples, I'm like, oh my goodness, Vidbir is really, really strong this year. Like, mega, mega strong. But LELÉKA was already one of my favorites back then. And although I liked Go Away and I liked Jerry Heil, and I thought that, they could inch forward. Even Kayak was also quite strong. There was just a feeling of me saying that, I just want to root for fresh faces who haven't had their shot at Eurovision yet. And for that reason alone, I kind of want her to go. There's a lot of beauty in this. Yes, at times it sounds a little bit academic where she's kind of just swimming through the vocal range or the vocal ranges. But it doesn't feel like a musical study. It feels like she's penetrating deeper and deeper and deeper into your core. Her voice, her voice is sublime. It's ethereal. It's light, but at the same time, it's really impactful. This is a beautiful fairy tale that you just watch her unlayer, emote, and oh wow, this is so beautiful. And this song has traditional fragments as well, without going too far out. This is really a balancing act, and it's really touching.
Ukraine, they can do staging better than anyone. I think Ukraine and Sweden are consistently the most consistent with staging. You could argue Italy is the most consistent with songs, but that's another topic. But anyways, Ukraine knows how to do staging, and they've done this very well. She does not need backing dancers. I don't want to see any backing vocalist. I just want to see her. I want it intimate, as they've done. I like that light. It could be the moon at night, guiding people home. It could be the North Star, again, giving people a beacon of hope, something to reach for. I think when it's black expanse and just that white light, it's very powerful, very of the earth, something everyone can relate to. And then, of course, at the end, we have this flower blooming. Now, this is in some ways a Jamala moment, right? We often talk about Jamala's blooming tree and blue and yellow, the colors of the Ukrainian flag, a Ukraine resurgent in the face of a belligerent Russia. Here we have what I'm taking as a sunflower. To me, it looks like, when I think of Ukraine, I often think about the yellow part of the flag, the blue part of the flag, the blue being the sky, the yellow being the field, and I think of sunflowers. I think of sunflowers, and this is giving me that energy. It's giving me that Ukrainian sort of symbolism. It's very beautiful. And she, with that wind machine and that dress, the dress moves. It's this organic, she is the set piece. She is the staging in a way, with that beautiful dress and the wind that can blow. I'm just scrolling through it now. It looks incredible. I love how they've kept the tones. You've got white, you've got red, you've got black, you've got golden orange. Again, Ukraine, they are so smart with staging. Interesting at the beginning how you have first the dandelion, which I'm going to take as Ukrainians scattered around the world, because you know how a dandelion, you blow it and the seeds go everywhere, and she references seeds in her song, but then eventually they bloom, they sprout, they grow. And that reminds me of Ukrainians, right? We now, because of the war, there are Ukrainians who have moved all over the world, all over Europe, and then hopefully one day they will be able to return home. But that's what I was taking the dandelion as a symbol of, similar to Eurovision 2016, when there was a huge migrant crisis, and that was one of the that was in the zeitgeist, and that's kind of what that dandelion represented to the Swedes. And then we have the jellyfish giving me all aboard Eurovision 2018. You know, I was getting all these Eurovision logos. You know, feel your heartbeat. I was feeling mine. No, it's very tasteful. It's very tasteful. I'm not gonna lie, as a studio cut, because I listened to this on Spotify before I watched this, and the studio cut is fine, it's nice, but it's a little sleepy to me. I would not stream it, I would not, but will I watch it? 100%. Because to me, Ukraine at Eurovision is the marriage of music and visuals. The visual is so important. And this is art. This is art. If I was judging like this would not make the final. But when I'm judging like this, I'm like, you're going to the top 10. You're going to the top 10 because it's tasteful, it's well executed, and there's room to grow. That's what's nice. We know that Ukraine has to stage this national selection under very difficult conditions, very difficult situation, and they still manage to deliver something like this. I mean, honestly, y'all need to give some countries some notes. Y'all need to give some other countries some notes.
I've got to shout out to the resilience of the Ukrainian people. You know, how they're able to stage Vidbir in the most difficult conditions with blackouts, and it's quite something, because what I'm seeing here is quite amazing. And you know, at Eurovision, Ukraine, even when I don't like their entries, visually, they're on point. And you know this is going to be dialed up. Wardrobe-wise, this is beautiful. This is angelic. There's something really celestial about this. I just want to hear it again, right? And the trouble is, when you have really angelic songs, they can come off as quite churchy. This doesn't. This just comes like this comes off as the soundscape to a beautiful visual. It's like music to a visualizer. Like, you go and look at a painting and you have music in your ear and you're just staring at it, and it's slowly enveloping you, and it all feels very immersive. Wow. And you know, people criticize me, oh Devin, you shouldn't compare, you shouldn't compare, you shouldn't compare. Yes, in principle, you shouldn't compare people, but when you're going into a competition, it's all about comparison. I'm gonna shout out to Ukraine versus Latvia 2026. You know, again, similar offering, right? But this is not just like fragments of glass swirling around the stage with like a black dress and diamantic stuff. This just feels much more wholesome, much more full-bodied. And whilst Latvia has a great song, has great vocals, I'm just not invested as much in her delivery or performance. Whereas this one really just touches me. There are moments when I just I can feel the tears. I can feel myself holding back the tears. And when I was watching Latvia, I was like, okay. Like, okay, look, 3 minutes, are we there yet? You know, like, what's next, you know? And that is not to say it's a bad song. That's not to say it's bad. I'm just comparing them because similar category, you know, female power ballads, but one penetrates a lot deeper and cuts right through. Yeah.
Yeah, what semi-final is Ukraine in? Ukraine is in semi-final 2, competing alongside Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Czechia, Luxembourg, Romania, and Switzerland in the first half. And then in the second half, you have Albania, Australia, Cyprus, Denmark, Latvia, Malta, Norway, Ukraine. It doesn't matter which semifinal Ukraine competes in, they are going to qualify. This is a strong package. It's a strong package. I have zero worries about LELÉKA advancing. It's interesting, she's very fragile in a way. Like, obviously she has a beautiful voice, a big voice, but there are moments in the song where it's very fragile and delicate, which does fit with the music. So she doesn't have to be perfect. Although early on, I was a little worried that she was too breathy or that she didn't have enough power behind it. Maybe it was nerves. I'm sure our girl's gonna be fine and she has time to tour Europe and practice. She's gonna be good.
I am so excited for this in Vienna. This is one of the songs and this is one of the performances that I feel like, wow, it's done its thing. I'm really excited actually.
Let's read some comments from the wiwibloggs website. This is Eurofan.ua. She will win in Vienna. Sorry. This is Mila007. My winner. Super happy. My favorite song will go to the Eurovision. This is Karos Os Luhat A Durum. Listening to this song makes me feel like I'm in a fairy tale. Yeah, it is really magical. It really is. But I think this fairy tale has more grit. You know, think about the Grimm brothers fairy tales. They had wolves eating people. You know, it was dark. There are elements of darkness. What I like about LELÉKA's performance is she's not shying away from that. Yes, you have the ethereal beauty, but she's giving us the darkness. This is Dima Espatayas. The best. She will win in Vienna. Good luck, LELÉKA. And so on and so on. People love this. People are vibing to this. Even in that photograph on the wiwibloggs Instagram, she's giving fashion. She's giving symbolism. I can't wait to ask her all about it. Could Ukraine win? You know what? Why not? Why not? You could see the juries eating this up depending on how she does on the night. Televoters, I do worry some will find this boring, but I think with the staging, they're going to be giving us that sort of Mika Newton elevation. You know, I'm not saying they need a sand lady, but they'll do something visually arresting. It already looks good in Ukraine. Imagine what this is going to look like in Vienna. Better get ready. All right. Well, that's what we think. What do you think? Are you loving Ukraine? Do you see great potential in Vienna? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
Follow wiwibloggs on Pinterest and we will see you later.
And we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.